Hi, this is the business guy, the CEO of the Lawyers Limited Law Firm. And I had an eye-opening conversation with my sister last night. She works for the federal government, specifically the Bureau of Land Management. And what she told me, well, it sounded like something straight out of the Game of Thrones. She said it's like the Red Wedding at work. 13 people in a small office, many of them excellent employees, just got cut. And the axe came down, and it's all part of the government cost-cutting efforts led by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, currently headed by none other than Elon Musk. Now, this has sparked quite a controversy. Some people are cheering the move, saying it's about time that we tighten the belt. Others, furious. Some are even calling for a boycott of Tesla. So today, we're diving into the Tesla boycott, the U.S. debt crisis, and whether these cuts are truly necessary. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around because what we uncover may surprise you. And if you enjoy insightful content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Now let's get into it. Okay, first, let's talk about the Tesla boycott. Here's what you need to know. Elon Musk only owns about 13% of Tesla. The remaining 87%, well, that's owned by pension funds, mutual funds, and individual investors. That means you, yes, you, probably own Tesla through your retirement account. I mean, Tesla is a member of the S&P 500. So boycotting Tesla is like punching yourself in the gut. You're not hurting Elon. You're hurting your own future. Tesla employs about 125,665 people. So by boycotting Tesla, you're also taking a swing at American jobs. But it gets worse. Boycotting Tesla boosts the Chinese electric car industry. Companies like BYD are already dominating. And here's the kicker. China's labor laws, well, let's just say they're not worker friendly. Strikes, well, technically illegal. The only recognized union is the All China Federation of Trade Unions, controlled, you guessed it, by the Chinese Communist Party. So you're not just hurting Tesla. You're hurting the American workers and helping a country with lower wages and stricter control over labor rights. Smart move? Not really. And if you think boycotting Tesla is going to make Elon Musk sweat over his electric bill, think again. As of early February 2025, Elon's net worth is estimated at $411.5 billion. Now let's break it down. Tesla, he owns about 13%, worth $175 billion. SpaceX, Musk owns 42% of the $350 billion company. That's another $136 billion. XAI, his artificial intelligence venture, worth about $25 billion. X Corp, formerly Twitter, valued at about $44 billion. The Boring Company, $5.7 billion. Neuralink, $5 billion. So even if Tesla, poof, vanished overnight, gone, Musk would still have around $235 billion. And that still puts him in the top 3 richest people in the world. So boycotting Tesla, well, that's like throwing pebbles at a tank. All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, the U.S. national debt. Now, as of this video, the U.S. owes nearly $3.7 trillion. That's trillion with a T, and it's growing by the second. The fiscal year 2024 interest payments alone reached $882 billion. In 2025, they're expected to surpass $1 trillion. Yes, $1 trillion just to pay the interest, not the principal, and that's greater than the national defense budget for the first time. And that's the greatest budget item formerly on the U.S. government's tab. Now let's do a little analogy. Analogies aren't perfect because it's an analogy. So give me a little grace here. Imagine you're spending $1,000 more than you earn every month, and you put that on a credit card. So after 1 year, you're $12,000 in the hole. Manageable, right? But fast forward 30 years, and that's $360,000 at 20% interest. You're now paying $72,000 a year just in interest. That's $6,000 a month for spending $1,000 more than your budget allows for. Now you're paying $6,000 a month just in interest. So now imagine that you go get help from a credit counselor, and they volunteer without pay to help you. And this credit counselor puts his arm around you and tells you that you need to cut your spending. You need to stop going out to eat so much, No more luxury clothing and jewelry and trips and shopping mall spending sprees. And you notice that one of your friends and 14 of his buddies have been putting their cell phone bills on your credit card each month. Your so-called friends, plus the owner of the clothing store, the owner of the jewelry store, and the travel agent, goes up to your credit counselor and starts kicking him in the groin over and over and over again because they're not getting the benefit of your foolish overspending. So that's what trying to hurt Elon Musk is doing. And when the government tries to cut spending, protesters start kicking the credit counselor instead. Okay, now let's talk about government waste. The Government Accountability Office, or GAO, estimates that improper payments, basically money sent out by mistake or fraud, total over $247 billion in 2023 alone. That's enough to buy every American a brand new iPhone. Medicaid, $80 billion in improper payments. Unemployment insurance, $46 billion lost to fraud during COVID. PPP loans, $76 billion, poof, gone. And don't get me started on government projects. You remember the infamous $640 Pentagon toilet seat. Adjusted for inflation, that's $1,800 today for a toilet seat. So are these cuts necessary? Yes. Are they painful? Also, yes. I mean, think of my sister. Her job is possibly on the line. She still has one, but she never knows. And that's pretty scary. When you're the recipient of a government paycheck, it's scary. There's no way around it. But like trimming a tree, sometimes you have to cut the dead branches. Not talking about my sister there, by the way. She's great. To keep the whole thing healthy. So even Presidents Obama and Biden have agreed on the need for spending cuts. Don't believe me? Roll the tape.
Budget reform is not an option. It's a necessity.
The American people are entitled to transparency.
We can't sustain a system that bleeds billions of taxpayer dollars on programs that have outlived their usefulness or exist solely because of the power of politicians, lobbyists, or interest groups.
They're entitled to be able to figure out where their dollars are going, and they're entitled to accountability to make sure that we're using the dollars for what we said it was for.
We are going to go through our federal budget, as I promised during the campaign, page by page, line by line, eliminating those programs we don't need and insisting that those that we do need operate in a sensible, cost-effective way.
What should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody.
We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue.
No amount of waste is acceptable, not when it's your money.
Okay, so did these politicians abide by their promises? This isn't a political channel, so I'm not going to get into the politics. It's not what this is about. But did they follow what they just said? You just heard them. Did they follow that? I'll leave that up to you, and I'm going to stay neutral on that one. So here's the bottom line. Boycotting Tesla is not going to fix the debt. It only hurts American workers, your retirement fund, and innovation. And ignoring the debt crisis, well, that's like ignoring chest pain when you're running a marathon. Eventually, it'll catch up with you. So if you found this video insightful, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know in the comments, do you think the government is cutting in the right places? Or is there a better solution? What's your idea? So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. This is The Business Guy.